today's ingredients for today's recipe are cabbage, taro root, onion, garlic, corn, and beef shank. Okay, now if you cannot find taro root, of course you can substitute potato, because that's what this tastes almost like, potato. And you could also substitute bok choy for cabbage, and naturally my bok choys are not ready for harvest, so I'm using cabbage today. Okay, and I will also be using for our seasoning some black pepper and salt. Now let me go ahead and prep this, and then I will come back and show you what it looks like and show you what the process. Okay, gabi or taro root, you can pretty much cook this just like you would a potato. You can boil this and peel it, and for this purpose here, my soup, I'm going to peel this and add it to my soup. Now you peel this just like you would potato as well. You use a potato peeler. As a matter of fact, where is my potato peeler? But it's very easy to handle. You just simply peel this with your potato peeler. Okay, so I'm going to season the meat with salt and pepper. Now you probably are wondering, why should you use beef shank for this particular soup? Now if you notice that beef shank have all those connective tissues, those create a very nice rich texture on the meat, somewhat I would say gelatinous, and also that the bone marrow add that rich flavor in the broth. So for me, my choice of beef cut, that is, would be the shank. You could also use the short ribs if you prefer that, or any other part of the beef that you would like. But for this particular soup, I would suggest that you use beef shank for richer broth. Okay, so I'm just going to season this with salt and pepper. Okay, so in this red pot, you see that I have boiling water, and I'm going to add my aromatics in there, which are the garlic and the onion. The reason why I'm doing this is because I'd like the water to be infused with the aromatics. And I seasoned the meat with salt and pepper, and I'll go ahead and add the meat in there and just let it do its thing until it's tender. Okay, so I'll bring it into a rolling boil, lower it and cover, and then I'll be back when I'm ready for the next process. Well, as you can see, all I have in this pot is the broth, and I had transferred the meat in this bigger pot. I realized that I underestimate the amount of ingredients I have. So nevertheless, it's good anyway, because now once the meat is not, I mean, it's tender, but it can use a little more time to really make it nice and tender. I take it out, and right here, if you look carefully, I'm gonna be skimming the surface of the broth to get rid of most of this excess fat. You really don't want all that fat in your soup. I'm just gonna skim all of this off, and then I'll go ahead and add this broth with the meat and start adding the rest of the ingredients. Okay, so after I skimmed off the excess fat from the surface of the broth, I put it back to boiling point, and now I'm going to add our taro root or gabi. Okay, once the taro roots are al dente and, well, it's still got a little bite to it but tender already, I will go ahead and add the rest of the ingredients, which are corn and cabbage. Then maybe adjust the seasoning with salt and pepper. Now this is an option, okay? You don't have to do it if you don't want to, but I do like the flavor and aroma of my chili peppers, and these two here are not hot. They're sweet, okay? And this is jalapeno. I love jalapeno. I like the flavor, and I could handle some of the heat, but my grandchildren are gonna eat this with me, so I'm gonna put this in there whole on the last minute of its cooking time, as well as this. It will give that aroma and flavor of the chili pepper in the soup, but not hot. Okay, I believe our soup is done. As you can see, I have all of the ingredients incorporated here. I have the taro root and cabbage, and let me go ahead and take this out. Like I said, my granddaughters are going to share this with me, and I don't want this jalapeno to accidentally open up and make my soup very spicy. I just want the flavor and aroma, but not the heat. These two are sweet peppers, so that's okay where it's at. And let's turn it off. I'm gonna have to taste this for seasoning. That's the last step. Oh wow, this will really warm you up in this cooling weather, and it's so delicious. It's a soup that you really is not going to miss anything else here. You have your starchy component from the taro root and the corn. You have your greens from cabbage, and you got your protein from the beef shank. Okay, let me go ahead and show you that the taro root, as you can see, is fork tender, as well as the meat, as you can see, that's falling apart. Okay, let me go ahead and plate some for presentation. Okay, our soup is done.